be back and talking with the community again, and also, of course, hanging out with you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Experience overall.
And so more news on that, of course, later on during the season, I'm expecting,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. As we move closer to the release date, we will release article, full patch note to give you all of the details. This is all we can tell right now, but know that it's coming.
Okay.
Cool. So sent. Here we go. All right. So top to bottom, I'll kind of give a little bit so the people who haven't seen the testing grounds can see a little bit of like, and you'll see. Okay, that was the first fainting on the second attack there, fainting on the third attack there, and now we're going to target swap. Yeah, Clarissa loves her target swaps, doesn't she?
You know, when you got a gank or when you're in a 1vx situation, you gotta learn how to target swap. But you know, what's really cool about this one is it gives the players more control and it makes the zone attack more viable because you know.
See the character. Let's rip first, I guess. Followed by feint. Yep, you saw the unblockable there. So the VFX and the unblockable icon, the fire and so on, all up here. And there's the guard break feint as well.
So these are with the change. These are 3 options that players can use to have some mix-ups into their combat, right?
Exactly. I mean, on live, because you can't feint that, once you see that, you're like, okay, not much you can do about that. I'll just punish him for trying to hit me. And here, now it's actually going to be a threatening option. That's going to be super cool.
Yeah, I think this one's a good tool, especially when you want to condition your opponent.
Jab, confirmed light, and then you attempt to jab. It's going to work. You have options to actually hit that or feint guard break that and so on. Same if you go to heavy and feint guard break and so on. These feints into guard break and such are actually going to work now, which is super cool. Besides that, we've tried to reduce the frustration of being punched so often. We've removed the stun property on this, so you're not going to get flashbanged constantly. Jab is also target swappable as you're charging it. For Clarissa, wherever she is, over here. Second light attack used to be 600 MS. Third light attack used to be 700 MS. Can anyone imagine what this attack actually looks like on live? I know I can't. So we've made it 500 here. And now you can see it. Probably for the first time in a year or 2 years. Which would be cool. So hopefully trying to bring this to parity with everybody else. And just give you a few more options. As a quick throw, you just tech it. So it's not a scary move. Instead, we've replaced it by jab. So all through this chain now, you're going to be terrified by, like, is it going to be jab? Is it going to be fully charged jab? Is it going to be jab, feint, guard break? Is it going to be lights and jabs all put together here? So light into jab, light into jab, light into fully charged jab.
Wow.
Getting a beating over there.
Yep, so as you can see, there's a variety of things you can try at this point, and you'll see, I think, Centurion's even trying to mix it up even further. So it should be some exciting stuff. The Centurion's had a lot of attacks that really didn't have a lot of range. He's got a T-Rex arm syndrome kind of style. And at the same time, his forward strafe was really quite slow. And this meant a lot of times people could kind of backwalk or backspace.
This is good because he's meant to be played as a close distance kind of character. So hopefully,
exactly.
Yeah.
Get up close, bully them. Basically, is the intention here. And that's roughly what's going on with Centurion. If he's trying to feint, or sorry, if he's trying to parry, and he's right or he's wrong, blah blah blah, there's going to be a little less leniency towards the Jormungandr in those states. Also, slightly later is a little more in line with a character like Warlord. So as you can see from Warlord, post our previous testing grounds, Warlord's become fairly meta, let's say. If Yorm then tries to start up another chain, and you try to start up your light chain will outrun theirs. So it will no longer be Yorm, 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 Yorm. It's going to be Yorm, Yorm, you. That's the idea. So don't be afraid to press buttons against Yorm anymore.
So for that part, sorry to interrupt. So so that happens.
And then sweep, we're going to slightly make the uninterruptible stance a bit later as well. Again, this will be more in line with Warden timings that seem fair to me. Late finishers, same deal as Yorm. More or less same deal as Yorm, let's say. The difference is they will no longer be enhanced. So that means if you block, it will actually stop the Hitakiri, which would be cool. And we slightly adjusted timings so that immune to guard break while charging, which meant that you would bounce off him a little more. So it should be a little bit easier to deal Shigoki. All right, JJ, little one, HP is going down to 140. This brings it in line with everybody else in the cast as a 140 max, except for the next guy, Lawbringer, who's also coming to 140, thankfully. And finally, Impale on this guy. Tier 1 and Tier 4 feats. Small damage increase on her deadly duet.
I think you got it.
Duet.
Yeah, we'll go with duet.
We'll try that. Okay, cool. Yeah. And her Tier 4 feat, basically a variety of buffs. It's actually going to cause a light hit reaction now instead of no hit reaction. It's going to last her 10 seconds. It's going to deal 10 damage per tick. Instead of no longer can you flip these people. Now you have to actually flip an attack that's incoming.
That makes perfect sense.
It does seem reasonable, doesn't it?
Well, thank you so much for stopping. That has been faceless in For Honor's history for the most part. Well, not for the most part, for the entirety of his career.
Right. Well, Centurion has a very interesting characteristic. If you play this character, you will know that his emotes, his movement, there's a confidence. What we wanted to kind of do is a more traditional setup. He's the armor structures and there's a bear dive. You don't obviously don't see it from here. And then there's also the traditional sandals that will make it very looking like a Centurion from the Roman. It's like before that it was a bit of a For Honor fantasy on it, but this is a bit going towards the traditional the armor sets, and I think a lot of people were demanding to have this type of variations.
Yeah, well, these are amazing variations, but we have to talk about the rest of the season and the other heroes that are getting.
Of course, as we promised.
Yeah,
we
so
have
what can you
more
tell us
variations.
about this?
Exactly. Overall, I mean, as you guys know by now, the theme is a bit darker than before. I mean, the last season. We don't get to see all the details from this video. We don't see the back, so I'll leave that up to you guys to find out. But there's also always a hint of a darkness within every variations. Or the mystery. So as you can see from the Peacekeeper, you see a Venetian mask on top of it. So there's also, you don't get to find out what she's thinking of it. But then visually, it's a quite interesting culture that I wanted to introduce. Also, those white pelt is something that is quite new for the Warden. And also very traditional, the mask for Kensei's mask with the nice mustache. And of course, Orochi also just started to have the mask on of his own. Very interesting beard on the side. It's a metal the mask.
He doesn't look very happy. They don't look very happy. Yeah, they don't look happy at all.
Well, the darkest one. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Nobushi. So angry. It's creepy.
It's a bit creepy, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, the Shigoki, another pimped up version of it. It's
nice.
Very green.
Very nice. And so when you come up with these new armor variations, obviously you're trying to encompass, like if we're looking at the Warlord, what are you trying to accomplish here? It's again in the spirit of creepiness, I'm assuming.
Not
intimidation.
when we read the Reddit, there's always a demand from the player, and I'm trying to kind of get satisfied where they're so. The one of the mask you saw it from the Warlord is one of them that the people wanted to have a full mask version of the Warlord. So there is one variation that you will be able to use it to make sure that he has a full mask.
Edgy as all hell. So now you added a Gucci chain? Is that what that is? Is that
a little bit of a
little bling bling?
Here and there, bling bling here and there.
Walk into the club.
Yeah. Another cool variation from the set, the new set that we introduced last time for the TND. For Shaolin, that's a very expressional mask. Another version of the Monkey King that we created.
I don't know how to describe that face. A little bit like surprise. Yeah, that's it. Surprised. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm imagining.
Very cool patterns and nice engravings on Nusha, and a mask version of JJ.
Reaper look. JJ's not looking as. And this, of course, is the Wulin.
Yeah, for Mitzi's guys, they didn't have it. Well, I guess the Harbingers didn't have it either the first time. So these are all new, and they are crazy. And each one's crazier than the last.
It's nuts. And obviously, Yeah, they dominated, but also in the background, you guys don't see it necessarily in full perspective, but we're showing you the new ones, but obviously these are available for all of the heroes, and again, you have to apply that black material to get the full effect, but these are the new, obviously I'm seeing a lot of green. I can see that as maybe the common theme for these weapons.
Right. Overall, the color of the season is a toxic green. It's applied to throughout the whole weapon. You can just guess what that means. You'll find out eventually.
Yes.
These are just the reskin weapons, and only the Black Prior, I think we just passed it, and the Woolins will have new visuals. But other than that, those are just the reskin version. Just to remind you guys.
And of course, guys, we're doing this from home, so we don't have the flexibility of necessarily doing this live and taking the time and maybe even looking at your comments. So obviously, you guys can take a look and pause the video whenever you want to take a look at maybe your mains, weapons. But obviously, these are all going to be available starting next week, June 11th, for Year 4 Season 2 Tyranny. For those of you who may be joining us late on the live stream, which is not very live because it's pre-recorded. But that being said, Andrew, for this season, we're going to let these play out and take a look at all of these new reskin weapons. But what are you most excited about?
It's something that we weren't even able to showcase right now, but then we'll slowly unveil the stuff, and as we are moving on, that it's going to be there.
So we're just at the tip of the iceberg, is what you're saying, basically.
You know what? I actually still want to. It's a new order called the Horkos. They arrive, and we don't really know what they are trying to bring with them. We'll find out slowly. There are a lot of mysteries that that will be unveiled throughout the season.
It's insane.
It's here. It's all in here.
Yeah. I mean, the journey is gonna unfold itself for sure. So that looks like a yummy juice. Okay, so let's keep going here. That being said, we've got the weapon sets. We're gonna take a look at the Horkos Trophy Head free roam emote. So that's all part of the battle pass. Again, this is new content coming with Year 4 Season 2. The new weapons, you're getting a sneak peek here on our on the Century.
Medal Trials is going to be in lore with the season. So
where basically, people were having fun medieval type kind of battles, not meant to kill each other, but it's swords, it's for honor, it's a bit dangerous to have fun, so heads are going to get lopped off anyway. And here basically great fighters have taken on the armor and the mystique of campaign story mode bosses, and you are going to fight them with 3 of your friends, for the enjoyment of the crowd, basically.
And yeah, and so this
or Gudmundur and the Vikings, and it'll be best of 7 eliminations, super fun. And then in Chapter 2, when that comes, it'll be a boss parade. It'll be made up of Apollyon, Tozen, Shadow of Tozen, and Gudmundur, and it's a super awesome chance for you guys to show off your skills.
This one right here, it's really insane and it's super cool. I can't wait to. This one right here, it's really insane and it's super cool. I can't wait to.